And now it's time for the fan favorite portion of the show. This week in history, trivia style. 7 questions set to medium difficulty, all with multiple choice answers. If you get all 7 right, you're going to feel really good about yourself. You really are. It is a fun way to really boost your ego on a Sunday. Let's start with question number 1. On February 22nd, 1980, which U.S. event became known as the Miracle on Ice? February 22nd, 1980. Which U.S. event became known as the Miracle on Ice? Was it a boxing upset in Las Vegas? Was it the U.S. hockey team defeating the Soviet Union? Was it a record-breaking figure skating performance? Or was it the first NHL outdoor game? Which of those 4 options was known as the Miracle on Ice? When the men's Olympic team beat the Ruskies, is what James says. Does Jessica agree with him? Do you believe in miracles? Yes, Jessica also goes with hockey. The correct answer, of course, we don't know what the correct answers are until we're done, and then we say, please give us the answers. But I firmly believe that the Miracle on Ice was, I think it was Bob Costa who announced that game. Whoever it was, they definitely said, do you believe in miracles? When the United States hockey team beat the Russians. On February 23rd, 1836, which famous siege began in Tejas? It's February 23rd, 1836. What famous siege began in Texas? I know the answer. I don't even want to give you the multiple choice options because I think you know the answer as well. It's a famous siege in Texas. Oh no, what could it be? Here are your multiple choice options. A, the Battle of San Jacinto. All right, James pops in with the Alamo and then says, remember the Alamo. And remember the Maine. Always remember, and remember 9/11. Don't forget. I'm sure the Maine. Yeah. Was it the Siege of Veracruz? Was it the Alamo? Or was it the Battle of Goliad? I'm waiting to see Jessica's answer. I think she's going to say the same thing. I think we're all going to say the same thing, that the correct answer, the only answer is Davy Crockett at the Alamo. Remember the Alamo. You see? Yes. On February 24th, 1868, which U.S. president was impeached by the House of Representatives? Let me read that again. On February 24th, 1868, which U.S. president was impeached by the House of Representatives? There is no basement in the Alamo. And Jessica answers Alamo finally. Which president was impeached? Was it Ulysses S. Grant, Andrew Johnson, James Buchanan, or Rutherford B. Hayes? Yes, prior to Donald Trump and prior to Bill Clinton, we did impeach other presidents. Not very many of them. Do you know who it was? Was it Ulysses S. Grant, Andrew Johnson, James Buchanan, or Rutherford B. Hayes? I know what I'm going to say. I'm curious. All right. James goes with Johnson. James likes the Johnson. Jessica? Maybe we don't wait so long this time to get your answer in. Maybe we move a little faster with the typing of the letters. Maybe. Please. We'll find out. I'm sure she'll get around to it Eventually. Eventually. On February, Johnson. I also say it's Johnson. On February 25th, 1870, which, she says Johnson. We all say Johnson. So far, we're all in agreement. James Buchanan is from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Did not know that. Did not know that. I do know that Dwight David Eisenhower, he's got a little house down there in Gettysburg. I've seen it. On February 25th, 1870, which amendment to the U.S. Constitution was ratified? February 25th, 1870. Which amendment to the U.S. Constitution was ratified? Here are your options: the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, or the 19th. And this is one of those that either you know it or you don't know it. And then you take an educated guess. I do not know which amendment was February 25th, 1870. But I know if a human was writing these questions and these multiple choice answers, they would have the correct answer, and then they would choose a number higher and lower. I know it's not the 19th. I know it's not the 19th. 19th is suffrage, right? 18th, we stopped drinking alcohol. 19th, we gave the women the right to vote. And then the 22nd, we realized what a mistake that was, and we started drinking again. James is popping in with 14th, which I think is a good choice. You get rid of the 13th, you get rid of the 19th, you got the 14th and the 15th. Jessica also going to go with the 14th. You know what? These are my ride or dies, okay? If they're both going to go with the 14th, I'm going with the 14th as well. We will win together or we will lose together. We shall see. That was question number 4. Question numero 5. Number 5. On February 26th, 1919, what was established by the U.S. Congress? February 26th, 1919, what was established by the U.S. Congress? Here are your options. The Federal Reserve, the National Park Service, the Grand Canyon National Park, or the Veterans Bureau. Either you know it or you don't know it, okay? Was it the Federal Reserve? It could be. Was it the National Park Service? It could be. Was it the Grand Canyon National Park? It could be. Was it the Veterans Bureau? Probably not, but it could be. Because we're fresh out of World War I. We got a bunch of veterans hanging around that need some care. It could be. James is going to go with Grand Canyon. It could be. Jessica's going to go with the Park Service. Okay, this is the road, the path in the road where our paths divide. We're all going to go with different answers. One of us may be successful. All of us may be wrong. I'm going to go with post-World War I recovery. I'm going to go with the Veterans Bureau. That was my answer. Question number 6. On February 27th, 1991, what major event occurred during the Gulf War? February 27th, 1991, what major event occurred during the Gulf War? Iraq invaded Kuwait, February 27th, 1991. Operation Desert Storm began. Kuwait was liberated, or Saddam Hussein resigned. Those are your options. February 27th, 1991. What major event occurred during the Gulf War? Iraq invaded Kuwait. Operation Desert Storm began. Kuwait was liberated, or Saddam Hussein resigned. I know my answer. I'm giving you an opportunity to give yours. James goes with the beginning of Desert Storm. Do you remember, for extra points, do you remember what it was called before it became Desert Storm? There was actually 2 names prior to it becoming Desert Storm. I know. Waiting on Jessica. Oh, Jessica. She says Desert Storm. I agree. It was the beginning of Operation Desert Storm. We shall see together. Question number 7. On February 28th, 1983, the final episode of which long-running TV show series ended? February 28th, 1983, with the final episode of which long-running TV series ended? Was it, and that's so stupid, they have an asterisk in the middle of the word. It makes no sense. Was it MASH, Cheers, The Mary Tyler Moore Show, or Dallas? Now, all of them had good endings. But which one was it on February 28th, 1983? Was it MASH, Cheers, The Mary Tyler Moore Show, or Dallas? Now, I'm just trying to remember where I was when MASH ended, and I believe I was not in 1983 when MASH ended. I believe that was years before. So I'm going to take that one off the shelf. Could it have been Dallas? Yeah, but it wasn't like I was watching a lot of late night soap operas. Jessica's going to go with MASH. Cheers feels right. I remember Sam turning off the lights, right? You remember that? Sam turning off the lights. I think Shelley Duvall made a comeback. You are both going to go with MASH. I'm pretty sure MASH did not occur in 1983. I think it was earlier. We will find out together. I'm going to go, your algorithm, military, I'm saying MASH. All right, I am going to go with Cheers. I think Sam turning off the lights, I think that occurred in 1983. I think the end of MASH occurred earlier. So answers, please, we type into the Google box there and see what we find out together. Here we go. Again, I want the best for you. I want you to go 7 for 7, even if I don't. But, 6 for 7 ain't bad either. It's just amazing how rare we go 7 for 7. It is a rarity. Question number 1. The U.S. hockey team defeating the Soviet Union. Do you believe in miracles? Question number 2. Was the siege in San Antonio of the Alamo? Question number 3. Was Andrew Johnson, he was the first president to be impeached. He was not removed from office. That requires a separate vote, but impeached just the same. On February 25th, 1870, it was the 15th Amendment. Now, I was right. It wasn't the 13th and it wasn't the 19th, but I hitched my cart to you two, and you two gave me bad gouge. You said 14th. It was the 15th. The 15th Amendment, part of the Reconstruction amendments, gave black men the right to vote. There you go. Now you know something. Question number 5. Was the Grand Canyon? Who chose the Grand Canyon? Jessica, I think you did. Good for you. Good for you. You still got the 14th Amendment wrong, but I mean, at least you got the Grand Canyon right. I did not. February 27th, 1991, the correct answer, I didn't even think this was one of the multiple choice options. Let's look back at this for a second. Yeah. The correct answer for question number 6 was Kuwait was liberated. We had a rough week. We had a rough week this week. And finally, February 28th, 1983 was the series finale of MASH. I remember it. I remember the helicopter pulling away. I remember it. I just feel like I was living in North Carolina back then. And I wasn't 13, which I would have been in 83. Let's just ask the question real quick. When was the Cheers finale? Just out of curiosity, just curious. The finale of Cheers was on May 20th, 1993. A whole 10 years later. Fun stat for show banter. It's still behind the finale of MASH, but it beat a lot of other iconic send-offs. The end the episode was titled One for the Road and ran as a supersized finale, about 98 minutes with commercials. It drew roughly 80 million viewers, making it one of the most watched TV finales in U.S. history. If you've never seen the show 6 Feet Under, I'm not going to ruin this for you. I am just going to tell you that the finale, the last episode of 6 Feet Under, I think it's like the last 12 minutes, is the best television series finale you will ever watch. It's a great show. If you got time, check it out. 6 Feet Under, I believe it was on HBO. It's a great show. It was a great show. But the last episode, man, does it wrap up everything perfectly. It wraps up everything perfectly. I just did the math in my head, and Chick Brew wants to do a new taping of a new episode. But I'm going to be at the theater. I'm going to be on the big screen with the red carpet treatment. We'll have to figure this out. Anyway, thanks for playing along, even if it is only my two favorite people. I enjoy this. I enjoy getting together and having fun with you every Sunday morning on The Supplemental. Yeah. I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you are a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. Chick Brew sends her love. A new episode of The Lunsby Show to be released soon. In the meantime and in between time, ciao, ciao for now. Bye. Lunsby.